What if there was a safe, drug-free way to help your anxiety and stress levels? Well, I have some excellent info to share with you today. I found something that works. It's called Restore Patch. It's great for anyone suffering from fear, anxiety, sleep issues, lack of energy, or even migraines. That includes teens who have added stress and anxiety from their world turned upside down in the last 2 years. Anyone can benefit from Restore Patch. I use the anxiety patch, and my husband and kids benefited from me wearing it. And retired Staff Sergeant Michael Connors is also a living testimony that these patches work. A combat veteran who enlisted in the United States Army back in 2006, he was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, numerous traumatic brain injuries, and many other disabilities. Nothing has truly impacted and helped his daily life like the patches from Restore Patch have. This is the Counterculture Mom Show. I'm your host, Tina Griffin, and we are wrapping up our mission series with one of our dear sponsors for this program because we can't live out our calling from God if we are full of fear, anxiety, sleepless nights, or no energy. To help us get our body back on track or keep it there, we are with Michael Connors, Ambassador for Restore Patch. Michael, thanks for jumping on the program today.
Hey, it's great to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I have to ask you, are you currently wearing a Restore Patch in order to do this interview?
I'm currently wearing one. Yes, absolutely. I have one on at all times, but I definitely put on a fresh one for today.
That is so funny. And the thing is, we're getting to, don't worry, everybody, we're going to get into the details of this product. But I have to tell you, Michael, I'm hardly ever anxiety ridden. It happens maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the year. Even during COVID, it usually doesn't faze me. I'm busy doing stuff. So you and I have opposite stories here. But last Sunday, right before going to speak at this huge crowd, I had to speak 4 times in a week. I'm telling my husband, I'm not going to get all this stuff done. I have all these episodes I got to shoot. I've got to get out there. He grabbed a box. He goes, that's it. We're putting a Restore Patch on you. Rips it open, slaps it on my back. I'm like, we're going to see if the beast is going to work. I'm not kidding you. The very next morning, I'm like, are you serious? Like, I was anxiety ridden going to bed. And then he slapped on another one for clarity and focus on the other shoulder blade because I had to put the show together. I'm not kidding you. This product absolutely works. Let's get into your life right now. You had major recovery because of your post-traumatic stress. You had some brain injuries. Just
It did.
tell us what happened to you. What happened to you while you were in the military, and how did it mold your future?
So after 10 years in the Army, 2 deployments to the Middle East, I ultimately had a number of events on each deployment that resulted in injuries. My last tour, I was medically evacuated, and I went through Germany and ended up spending 18 months as a patient at Walter Reed, the biggest military hospital in the country.
Wow.
18 months is a long time to be in a hospital, especially when you really don't get to leave. And I was at the point of no return for me. My career was over. Everything I knew as far as the military was over. I had basically given up on what future life was going to look like. For me personally, I was at the brink and I was introduced to training dogs to become service dogs for veterans. It ultimately ended up saving my life in that moment where it gave me not only a purpose of trying to help other veterans, but I actually had a service dog in the hospital prevent my own suicide attempt.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and I understand from your story, were you airlifted out of one of the places that you were?
I was.
What
Yep,
exactly
I was
happened?
airlifted. So when I was injured overseas, the injuries were so extensive that being treated in the Middle East was not an option. So they flew me to Landstuhl, Germany, where I was assessed, stabilized, and then they flew me back to Bethesda, Maryland. And that's ultimately where I ended up spending the majority of my time in the hospital.
Unreal. Suicidal. You had a dog there, a service dog to kind of help you get through your trauma. Is that basically why the dog was brought in the mix?
Yeah, so they have a program for occupational therapy where veterans in programs there can learn to train dogs for other veterans. So those dogs are never specifically designed for us. It's more we're learning to interact with the dog, learn patience again, train the dog ultimately to serve someone else. Um, the dog that I happened to be working with at that time is the dog that prevented my own suicide.
Unbelievable. Okay, we have to dig in deep to these patches because that really gave your life back. A word from our phenomenal sponsor, and then back with more from Michael on this life-saving patch.
We are in a cancel culture. Is your money safe? Are you holding it in a place that shares your conservative Christian values? If your funds are not with a financial institution that shares your values, they may be in jeopardy if you are not in agreement with their secular values. American Christians could lose billions of charitable donations without even knowing it. Capstone Legacy Foundation's charter ensures that we follow donor intent. Please go to capstonelegacy.org to help us see if you need to change where you are holding your assets for planned giving. That's capstonelegacy.org.
Okay, Michael, you're back from overseas. You're in the hospital now on the East Coast for about a year and a half. You're currently married at the time. Walk us through the process of what happened there and how you found Restore Patch and what it did for your life.
So when I got to the hospital, I was married. My ex-wife filed for divorce when I got there. Once the disability was a long-term issue, was just too much for her. So while I was in the hospital, I had tried about 180 different medications for post-traumatic stress.
180 medications?
Yeah, the VA and the government is very big on trying different pharmaceutical options first.
And none of the 180 worked.
None of them.
Did any of them
I
have
had either side effects or major issues. Nothing ever actually truly produced results that was going to be beneficial for my life.
And in the mix of this, you became suicidal.
I did. I had given up. Life wasn't really existing for me. I felt like a zombie. I was just on drugs, prescribed by the VA and by the hospital. And when none of it was really working, I lost hope that it was going to get any better.
Okay, and then how did this miracle product, how did Restore Patch work? How did it get in the mix? How did you find out about it? And walk us through what in the world happened to your body once you got on it.
So when I moved to Colorado after my retirement, I had been out here for about 5 years and was trying to find a way to interact in society and not be paranoid and anxious. And to be honest, I didn't leave the house a whole lot for the first 5 years. It was easier. My new wife and I have been out here the whole time, and basically we walked into a local bar here in town that I'm pretty comfortable in. I know everyone, and I kind of get to pick where I want to sit, so that kind of helps my case.
That is,
But so I walk in, and sure enough, I was introduced to someone who works for Restore Patch.
and they came up to you, or did you just start a conversation?
They saw my service dog and immediately decided to interact based on the fact that they saw that I was a service member, a veteran, and it was a casual conversation. They brought up the fact that they worked for this company, and they basically asked if it was something I was interested in trying.
And after 180 different meds, were you skeptical at first, thinking, I don't want to be let down again? Or you're like, let's do this. I tried everything else.
I actually told him that he was full of crap at first because I didn't trust him. I trusted him, but I didn't have enough faith that something was going to work at this point. I was very clear that I wasn't going to take any pills.
Yep.
I was skeptical. I didn't want to take drugs. And when they explained that it was a natural opportunity with no drugs, no chemicals, I said, what the hell? And I tried it. And I am beyond thrilled that I did.
I am so excited. Okay, so let's walk everybody through this because it's brand new. I don't know of any other company doing this, but I know Pure Bella Vita with the same amazing sponsor that's behind all of this. And I love Pure Bella Vita. It helps your immune system. It helps inflammation. It's amazing. I've been on it for almost a year now. It's fantastic. So the second I heard about Restore Patch coming from the same people, I'm like, yep, I want to try it, send it. And they have 6 different types of patches. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So where do you actually place the patch on your body? Let's say someone has anxiety right now. They get the anxiety box in the mail, okay? And here's the anxiety patch, everybody. You get it in the mail, you open it up. Where do people place this patch on their body?
So each patch is going to be programmed differently to interact with the neurological system and the electrical system in your body. The anxiety patch and the Got Your Six patch are both programmed specifically to go on the back of your left shoulder.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. And other patches will be placed on other parts of your body, and the directions that come with it will tell us exactly where to put the patch on our body.
That's definitely correct, yes.
Okay, and I just found out, for people wondering this question, I found this out this week. If you're currently on medications, yes, you can also wear the patch. It's only going to help your immune system, help your body reestablish what's missing in your system. So even if you're on medications, yes, you can put a patch on. It will absolutely help. Just from the research I've done and what I know, the fact that it works, I know this is a revolutionary patch that brings healing as well and relieves the symptoms of anxiety. So this Restore patch right here for anxiety, it actually relieves symptoms of anxiety through harnessing the body's own electrical fields in conjunction with this pre-programmed patch. You just mentioned that. Anyone can get the Restore patch for any of these 6 different patches that they offer. And no matter what their body is like, this patch on their back will work in conjunction with what they're missing in their body. Do I have that correct?
That's correct. Each patch has a specific programmed function based on a little copper ring that is embedded inside of the patch. And where you are actually putting it on your body, these patches are designed so that they can read off of your own body's signals and then appropriately and positively respond to it to give you the relief or the benefits that you're looking for.
That's so great. Okay, here's a short clip of exactly how these babies work. Check this out.
Well, what Restore Patch has been able to do is take a proven scientific concept and combine it with modern technology. This type of science was discovered over 100 years ago, and it was taught to humans, but we didn't have the modern technology to create the products that Restore Patch has come up with today. So until now, our body's only way to absorb vitamins, food, medications is through digestion. You have to consume it, eat it, digest it, break it down, and then eventually the body prepares it at a molecular level, energetically, on a receptor, which causes the changes in the body, reads the information from DNA, creates the proteins, and changes the effectors at the cellular level. With something like Restore Patch, they've skipped over the first couple steps, and they have now provided the energetic blueprint for what the body needs to get right to the effector level at the cellular level. The human body is really a highly choreographed distribution of energetic information provided from the nervous system that travels throughout the body. And this nervous system is under constant assault from everyday exposures. And what Restore Patch really does is it fills the gaps. The Restore Patch provides the necessary information that's missing, filling in the gaps so that the body can heal and the body can rebalance. And the body picks what it needs from this patch because the body knows how to heal itself if given the tools to do just that. As someone who has studied and worked over 30 years in toxicology and really highlighting the body's negative reaction to food or chemicals or drugs or environmental exposures of all sorts, the technology of Restore Patch is truly innovative.
All right, I cannot stress it enough. This product is phenomenal. It blows my mind how wild it is, the technology behind it, but it works. And if people want to get Restore Patch and grab one of your 6 different options there, and honestly, I grabbed 4. I could use 4 right now. Just go to restorepatch.com and then use code TINA at checkout for 10% off. So save while you order from Restore Patch. I have to ask you here, how many patches is legal? Like, is there a limit? What if someone got the whole box and put 30 patches on their back? Can you overdose on the patches?
No, you can't overdose on these. These are an all natural product. That being said, the ideal window is you start with one patch for about 3 days and then you switch it to your next patch out of the batch.
Okay, so each patch on average 3 days. I know the clarity one, they suggest that if you have it on during a day to think clearly, you got a test that day, you're giving a speech that day, you've got a meeting, whatever the case is. They say to take it off right before you go to bed at night because, of course, it's clarity and the last thing you want to do is be thinking at midnight when you want sleep. That's when you can always switch it out and put a sleep patch on.
Correct. Each patch has its own function, and each patch will tell you exactly a different timeline, a different location, and make sure that you know exactly what you're going to get from it, but where to put it as well.
Absolutely, and it's very easy to use. So I know that these patches can help people that have sleeping issues, anxiety issues, that want clarity and focus. What are some other people that this would help out with if they got it?
So, military veterans, specifically with post traumatic stress, have been an ongoing challenge to find something that's going to ultimately benefit them. We have had the honor here to provide these to a number of veterans in order to have them try it first.
Awesome.
Out of the veterans we've done, we're getting insane levels coming back where the majority of these veterans are actually contacting me and saying, I don't know what's in this, but I feel amazing.
And what's the turnaround time? Like, let's say they start the patches tonight. How many days later did you notice a difference after putting them on?
I felt a difference personally in about 3 days.
Yep.
The time I put my second patch on. Every person is going to be a little bit different, and some people it can take a week or two or even longer before they truly feel full effects. But the research has shown the longer you keep them on and the longer that you're working with these patches on, the more results you're ultimately going to see.
And that's probably because your body is starting to get what it needs from these patches to get back to the level that it's supposed to have with whatever's lacking. It makes complete sense to me. And I love the fact that it's not a pill, not a drug, because you're always going to have side effects. They always list off 52 things that are going to happen as a result. So it makes complete sense. And here's the cool thing is, it's not just the people that have the patches on that have been helped. My husband's anxiety went down because I had the patch on. The kids are like, yay, mommy's back for those couple of days when I had it on. And it's not something I don't have it on right now. So it's not something you have to have on every single day. It's when you need it, you have it. Can you tell us about all the other phenomenal patches that they have?
Absolutely. So the first couple boxes you're going to see are the Got Your Six patch for anxiety and PTSD, the anxiety relief patch, and the energy patch. On the bottom row, you're going to have the clarity focus, the migraine headache, and the sleep patch. Each one of these patches is custom designed to fit whatever that specific person is needing, but you're 100% right. The benefits of this extend well beyond just the people who are wearing it. I mean, for me personally, my wife and I got our relationship back because of these patches.
Wow.
I mean, the reality is when you have a disease or a disability like this, it's not just you, it's the people around you.
It absolutely is. All right, we're going to find out how to get our hands on these sweet patches right after this. Anxiety is at an all-time high, causing restlessness and paralyzing panic attacks. There is hope, a revolutionary product that brings healing and relieves symptoms of anxiety by harnessing the body's own electrical fields in conjunction with a pre-programmed patch. The Restore Patch is an all-natural, drug-free, wearable patch, and it's risk-free with a 60-day money-back guarantee. Check out restorepatch.com and get 10% off using promo code TINA at checkout. Stop feeling overwhelmed, fearful, and anxious with Restore Patch. All right, everybody, I have to tell you, these patches are absolutely Counterculture Mom approved. Order for yourself, loved one today. Get them on the right track. Get some sleep. Get some clarity back. Get rid of your migraines. I can't tell you how many people, Michael, that I know that suffer from migraines, and they have a special Restore Patch just for migraines. That's phenomenal.
They do, and migraines are a huge factor in people who have traumatic brain injuries. So I've personally had to use those as well on an almost weekly basis. I have to put one on at least once.
Unbelievable. So if I slap a patch on, if I currently have a migraine, about how long do I have to wait to see some relief?
For me, I felt relief in about 45 minutes. It started to dissipate completely. But some people have had it as fast as 5 minutes, and for some people, it's been a couple hours. So when we have people put these patches on, everyone is pretty much seeing the results. It's just the timing depends on each individual person because the symptoms of it, what you're dealing with the migraine, it's ultimately the patch finding a way to connect with your body to relieve what's going on.
That completely makes sense. So if you've had an issue for years, it might take a couple more days, but if you just started, at the beginnings of a certain issue, it might be able to solve it right away. These patches blow my mind on how they actually work. Okay, everybody, go to restorepatch.com, check out the website. Once again, when you go to the checkout, make sure you put code word Tina in at checkout, save 10%. And let's get you guys back on track here so you can actually do the mission that God has you on his green earth here to carry out and do. So if we're at restorepatch.com, Michael, what can we all find on this phenomenal website?
So on the website itself, you can find not only the different patches and explanations of each individual patch, but the technology of how each patch works and how all of these patches can connect with your body. In addition to that, because I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that are skeptical, just like I was when I started, there's a number of reviews and different ways to connect. The best part about these is there's a guarantee of money back if you're not seeing the results that you're ultimately looking for.
Absolutely, 60-day money-back guarantee. And I'm going to rattle off for those tuning in via audio, radio, program, you name it. An all-natural process using programmed patches to tap into the body's own energetic and electrical pathways, providing it the necessary information to help open, repair, or provide support. Our healing and support patches. Once again, we have the anxiety relief patch, sleep patch, migraine headache patch. And then we have Got Your Six patch. I want like a bunch of those. Clarity focus patch and energy patch. My husband's like, you got to stay away from the energy patch, but I actually want to try one to see what happens because I'm always full of energy. And then to let people know there is hope, you can feel better. I love the fact that they have excellent technology behind this with researchers that are backed for years here. Patches are programmed. You can read more about this all at restorepatch.com. Once again, at the checkout, put in code word Tina after you throw the boxes in the cart to save your 10%. You got your life back now. How long have you been on Restore Patch?
I've personally been on Restore Patches for about 4 months now.
So cool. And you have not had an issue since with major anxiety, post-traumatic stress since you've been on them?
No, I've actually been able to go in front of crowds of up to 20,000 people and be the center of attention when it's about me. I've been able to go into places that I never would have gone into before. And honestly, I can do the little things that I couldn't do before. I can go to the grocery store without having someone with me. I can, go to the movie theater and not have to be with my head on a swivel. It's absolutely freeing to be able to live my life again.
In addition to ordering your patches, you can also follow Restore Patch on Facebook to see daily updates and easily share their amazing products with your friends, family. We got to spread the word about these people and what they do. This product is fantastic. I love what you do. Did you now leave your other job and you're a full-time ambassador for Restore Patch?
So I have not. I have actually run a nonprofit here in the state of Colorado that provides custom trained service dogs to veterans nationwide. So I still work that full time while working for Restore Patch. The biggest motivation for Restore Patch on our behalf is helping people. We want to make sure that these patches can get to as many people as possible. Our goal is ultimately to try and redevelop the way that treatment can happen for people.
Absolutely. And I just found another fantastic section on your website that I want to share with everybody. This is the part that really blew my mind about what Restore Patch does, how the patch works. All living beings have electricity running through them that is organized and with specific direction. Our own bodies not only act as a battery to charge the patch and gain information, but can decipher and adjust to the unique programmed information off each patch. That blows my mind. That is so awesome. We see the same exchange in energy with light in our eyes, sound energy in our ears, and vibrations of odor molecules in our nose to smell. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy and frequency. Everybody, once again, go to restorepatch.com. Tina at checkout. Get 10% off. Try them. 60-day money-back guarantee. Phenomenal product. I'm absolutely a fan. You're a major fan. My husband's a fan because I'm a fan. Thank you so much for jumping on the program today, and thank you for serving our country.
Well, thank you for having me. It's an absolute honor to be able to provide this information and try and get it the opportunity to help more people.